There is a type of seller contribution that makes it a win-win scenario for all parties involved. Let's talk about that. Hi, I'm Tom Byrd with Keller Williams in Peachtree City, Georgia, and today we're going to talk about 2-1 buy-downs and how they can create a win-win scenario for both buyers and sellers. Now, let's start with defining what a 2-1 buy-down is. Basically, the buyer pays 2 percentage points less on their mortgage in the first year and 1 percentage point less on their mortgage in the second year before making their full interest payments starting in year 3. The seller makes the contribution at closing in the form of closing costs in the exact amount that the buyer saves. For example, if the interest rate is 7%, which it's about that today, the buyer would pay an interest at 5% on the first year, 6% on the second year, and then only starting on year 3 will they pay interest on the full 7.5%. Now you might be asking, hey Tom, isn't that just shuffling money around and it doesn't make much of a difference? Well, yes and no. Let's look at an example to get a better understanding of exactly how a 2-1 buy-down works. So for about the last 3 months locally here, sales price has been less than what the original listing price was, meaning that sellers are reducing the price of their home in order to get it sold. Now, having said that, let's look at a situation where a buyer is taking out a $450,000 loan, 30-year fixed mortgage at 7%, if they were to offer full price for the home. That would result in a monthly mortgage payment of about $2,994. Now, rather than asking for a decrease in the price, let's say the buyer asks the seller to make a contribution buying a 2-1 buy-down. Their buyer's first year monthly payment at the 5% is about $2,416 a month. And then in year 2, that goes to $2,668 a month. That's a total savings of $10,850. Of which would be the cost to the seller to purchase that 2-1 buy-down. Now, let's look at what would have happened had the buyer just asked for a price decrease of $11,000, which is a little bit more than what the seller would have paid for a buy-down. So the buyer would then have a loan on $439,000, and those monthly payments would be $4,920. That is a monthly savings of $74 a month by decreasing their loan amount, that $11,000. Now, it would actually take over 146 months, which is more than 12 years, for that $74 a month savings to match the $10,850 in savings that the buyer would see in the first 2 years on a 2-1 buy-down. And it's almost a certainty that during that 12-year time frame, there will be multiple opportunities for that homeowner to then refinance. And even if they choose not to refinance, or just simply don't want to, the average homeowner usually owns a home for about 7 years, and chances are that individual will have ended up selling the home before they even got to the break-even point of the savings. Now, let's recall that question I asked about the 2-1 buy-down, just shuffling money around. Well, for the seller, it pretty much is. A seller will net the same amount of money taking about $10,000 off of a sale price, or paying $10,000 towards closing costs in the form of a 2-1 buy-down. Now, having said that, in this market, it could help them sell their home if a seller is actually going out and offering that. And so it's certainly a benefit for a seller. Now, for the buyer, it allows them the opportunity to substantially save on their payments in the first 2 years, and ultimately save in their total mortgage payments on that house. Now, if you have any questions about how this works or other strategies that how we use to help buyers in this market, we would love to connect with you. Feel free to reach out. Until next time, bye.
Do you want to know more about real estate? Be sure to watch this next video. And don't forget to subscribe. That way you'll know when I drop my next video.